Once in a quiet town, a young boy named Ethan spent his summer holidays visiting his grandfather, Henry. Ethan loved the simple joys of running around his grandpa's yard, listening to his old stories, and learning from the wisdom of his years. One afternoon, as they sat under the shade of a large tree, Ethan turned to his grandfather and asked, "Grandpa, when I grow up, I want to be a successful man. Can you teach me how to become one?" Henry smiled at his grandson's curiosity and said, "I will show you something tomorrow." The next day, he took Ethan to a local nursery. There, they purchased 2 small plants and returned home. Once back, Henry planted one of the saplings in a pot and kept it indoors, while he carefully planted the other outside in the garden. "What do you think, Ethan? Which of these plants will grow better?" Henry asked. Ethan thought for a moment and replied, "The one inside will grow better. It's protected from all the dangers like harsh sunlight, rain, storms, and animals. The plant outside has to face all those risks." Henry nodded knowingly. "Well, let's wait and see," he said, a gentle smile on his face. The years rolled on, and 4 summers later, Ethan returned to visit his grandfather. He had nearly forgotten about the lesson from those 2 small plants. During their first walk together, Ethan eagerly asked, "Grandpa, remember when I asked you how to be successful? You never really told me the answer. Can you tell me now?" Henry chuckled and replied, "Of course, Ethan. But first, let's take a look at those plants." He led Ethan to the indoor plant first. It had grown but was still a small, fragile shrub, its leaves pale and thin. Then Henry brought Ethan to the garden, where the other plant had transformed into a massive tree. Its branches stretched wide, offering shade to anyone who needed a rest. Birds nested in its limbs, and the roots ran deep and strong into the soil. "Tell me, Ethan," Henry asked, "which plant grew more and is stronger?" Ethan's eyes widened. The tree outside grew bigger, even though it faced all those dangers. But how is that possible? Henry placed a kind hand on his grandson's shoulder and said, "The plant outside grew strong because it faced challenges. The storms and heavy rains made its roots grow deeper. It found ways to endure the wind and became resilient. The sunlight made it stretch taller toward the sky. The struggles it faced helped it grow into this sturdy tree." He gestured toward the indoor plant. "This one, though safe from the elements, never had to struggle. Its roots stayed shallow and it never learned to become strong. It stayed small because it had no challenges to push it." Ethan absorbed his grandfather's words. Henry continued, "You see, in life, if you avoid challenges and stay in your comfort zone, you won't grow. Difficulties and struggles are what make us strong and resilient. Every obstacle you face is a chance to learn and grow. If you embrace challenges, you'll develop the strength needed to succeed. But if you choose only what's easy, you'll never reach your full potential." Ethan looked thoughtfully at the great tree, its branches swaying gently in the breeze. His grandfather's wisdom echoed in his mind. The obstacles that seem daunting are not enemies but opportunities to grow. Just like the plant that faced nature's hardships grew strong and tall, people too must embrace struggles to build resilience. Challenges teach us to persevere, to stretch our limits, and to become our best selves. Ethan understood that success isn't about avoiding difficulties, but about rising above them. So the next time life presents a challenge, remember this story. Face obstacles with courage and a spirit of growth. As Henry wisely said, the trials of today will shape the successes of tomorrow.